Hi guys, this is just a little review on how we spell scales. Okay, you can do this for some extra credit today outside of when you're being evaluated for Performance Eval 6. So we use all steps when we're spelling scales, and that correlates with the interval of a second. A step equals a second. Okay, that means anything from there to there, or there to there, or the other way. Line to an adjacent space, space to an adjacent line. Okay? No notes in between. That also means that if you're looking at the letters, let's say this is treble, we get an E to an F. There are no letters between E and F. That's F to G. There are no letters between F and G. That's how we know it's a step. Okay? Now, that's pretty clear to see. A step is clear to see on the staff paper, but it's a little harder to see sometimes on the piano. So that's why we're going to make sure that we're spelling everything correctly and following these 3 rules when we're spelling our scales, okay? Step 1. Alphabetical scale. Two, apply sharps or flats to make the right whole step, half step, sequence. And step 3, rinse and repeat. Okay, so here's how we do that. Let's pick the easiest key, C major. Throw treble clef on there. All right. Now, we need to start on C. And we know we're just going to go one note each, one letter up. So we'll start by just putting all the notes on C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And we can put them around the staff too. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And now we whip out our recipe. Whole step, half step. Now 3 more whole steps and a half step. Okay? And remember, each of these whole step, half step moves apply to the distance between 2 of the notes, not just one note by itself. Right? Is it a whole? Is it a half? Is it a whole? Is it a half? Okay? So, now while it's easy to tell if something is a step on the staff, it's a little harder to tell whether or not it's a whole or a half step. That's why we use a combination of the staff and the piano diagram. Okay? Now, let's take a look at C to D. Is that a whole step? Well, yes. Because to go from C to D, you need 2 half steps. So, that's already a whole step. We're good. That's what we want. From D to E, we want a whole step. It is a whole step. We're good. From E to F, we want a half step. Hey, look, no black key between E and F. So that gives us a cool half step, right where we need one. F to G, skip a black key. That is 2 half steps. That makes a whole step. That's what we want. G to A, whole step. A to B, whole step. B, returning to C, half step. And that completely matches our recipe. Alright, well, we didn't have to apply any sharps or flats, but you guys already knew that because I think you all know the key of C. So let's try one that needs sharps or flats. Let's try F sharp and G flat. That's an interesting one because they use the exact same keys, but we call them by different names. Let's try F sharp first. F sharp major. Now, we'll just start. I know this is kind of silly, but we'll just start with just F sharp right there. and we gotta go alphabetical. Most of these are going to be sharp, but let's just start with them on the white key. And we can go ahead and start with F on the sharp. Get our treble clef up. Start with an F right here. Put a sharp there already. G, A. Try to line these up a little bit. That'll be kind of helpful. D, E, F sharp. All right. And we want whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. So let's go through these one at a time and see what's what. F sharp to G. Is it a whole step? Not yet. We need it to be a whole step. So let's apply a sharp to G. Get rid of that G. We'll add in a G sharp. That makes a whole step. And we'll put a sharp right there. Whole step. We need another whole step for G sharp to A. And, well, right now it's just a half step. So if we make a sharp, well, then it's a whole step. Whole step, whole step. A sharp, whole step. Now we need a half step. Okay? A sharp to B. Whole step down, whole step down. Hey, look, that's already half step. We're good to go. Don't touch B. It stays natural. All right, cool. Half step done. B to C. We need a whole step, but it's a half step. So we can make C sharp. Okay. And now B is 1, 2 half steps. B is a whole step. B to C sharp, a whole step. There we go. Get that sharp in there. All right, we need 2 more whole steps. C sharp to D. That's a half, so let's go D sharp. That'll make a whole. Goodbye, D. There we go. And there we go, D sharp, whole step. Whole step from D sharp to E, that's a half step. This is kind of funny. We have to make this a note we normally call an F. We have to call it an E sharp now. Now, why would we call that an E sharp and not just an F? Well, this is the key of F sharp major. We already used F. We have to have an alphabetical scale. That's 1 of every letter, okay? So we already used F. We're going to have to call this something else. And conveniently, we can just call it an E sharp, all right? And that's how it works in any of those other situations you'll find come up. Okay, so E is sharp. That gives us a cool whole step. Check, check, check. And finally, E sharp to F sharp. Yep, that's a half step. There you go. And we are done. And the cool thing about key signatures, which you guys have been practicing diligently, is that you can just take all of these sharps that we applied and stick them right here. There are 6 of them. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp. But not B sharp, because we left B as natural. Now, let's spell the exact same key, or the exact same sequence of notes, but this time in the key of G flat. The key of F sharp is 6 sharps, the key of G flat is 6 flats. They make the exact same piano keys pressed down, it's just spelled differently. Kind of crazy. So here we go. G flat. Starting on the same key here, all right? But now starting on a different line. All right, right there. Oh, G flat, G flat. And we'll get A, B, C, D. Get alphabetical. E, F, G flat. Oops. Oh, I messed that up really good. There we go. Adoy. There we go. Alrighty. We got an A, we got a B, we got a C, we got a D, we got an E, we got an F, and finally G flat. We already know those are flat because, well, it's the key of G flat. Let's go blue. Whole step, half step, 3 more whole steps, and a half step. Okay. Smaller with my pen here. All right. G flat to A. Well, that's 1, 2, 3 half steps. Well, we don't use that. That's like an extra big whole step. So we certainly don't want that. But what we can do is we can drop A down to A flat and make that just a good old regular whole step. So goodbye A, hello A flat. Whole step done. We need another whole step. A flat to B flat. A flat is 1, 2, 3. Whoa, B is too far away. So let's go B flat. Goodbye B, hello B flat. We have another whole step. All right. Now we need a half step. Is B flat to C a half step? Well, no, it's not. Get rid of some of these, so we're getting a little messy. Okay, whole step, whole step. B flat to C, whole step. Oof, but we need a half step. All right, well, remember when we made this note in E sharp? Let's make this note a C flat. Goodbye C, hello C flat. Now we just have a half step. There we go. Today C is flat. Now C flat goes to D, but then that, since it's starting here, is 1, 2, 3 moves. Ooh, we can't do anything with 3 half steps. We need to make that 2 half steps because we want a whole step. So D flat it is. Goodbye D. D flat. That's my whole step. I need an E flat. Same predicament. It's 3 half steps away. So let's bring it a little closer with a cool E flat. Alrighty. Alright, now as a whole. Now we need a whole step. E flat to F. 1 half step, 2 half steps. Hey, that's already a whole step. We're good. So we're leaving F. Oh, sorry. Where it is. And then F goes to G flat. That's already a whole step. F is already a half step away from G flat, and we're good. Hope that helps.